So in your splurge, I know you're meant to be going as quickly as possible, but when you're overcome by those feelings of frustration, what I want you to do is just sit back, stop what you're doing, yeah, close your eyes, okay, and just focus on the feeling that you're saying you're having, the frustration feeling, okay? Just focus on it, yeah, and notice where it is in your body, where you're actually feeling it, right? What it feels like. Is it moving? Is it hot? Is it cold? Yeah. Does it have a color? I know these are weird questions, right? But essentially, by doing that, you'll be kind of getting in touch with that feeling. Because often, what happens with feelings like that is if you try and push them away, if you think they're wrong, yeah, they'll kind of they'll grow, yeah. And you want to sort of identify what they are, what they actually are. Because what you'll realize is that they're simply bodily sensations. And they may well not be feelings of frustration. They may be feelings of something else. And you're making an error about what they actually are. Thoughts and feelings don't necessarily mean anything. Yeah, they're just things that happen almost to you. And I include thoughts in that as well. Yeah, more than they are things that always mean something. Yes, they can be a signal. But so often we're actually incorrect about what they are, right? And also what they mean. Let me give you an example. If you do this exercise that I've just said, okay, with fear, for instance, say you're feeling scared of doing something and you do this exercise, yeah, and you really, really get in touch with the actual feeling, yeah, and then you do the same thing. So let's say you're afraid, you're kind of procrastinating and putting off sending some music to a label. Let's make it a kind of fairly low fear thing, yeah, sending your music to a label, all right, and you really kind of focus on that feeling. Yeah, or even you're afraid of finishing something, yeah, and you really, really focus on that feeling, and you really notice it, and you write down the words of how it's showing up as a bodily sensation, okay. And then at some other occasion, let's say that the lockdown stops at some point in the future, which it will do. Let's remember that, everybody. Yeah, and things start going back to normal, and you're going out for the first time to meet up with your friends actually in person. Yeah, and you're really excited. Okay, and if you were to remember to do this, and you do exactly the same thing, and you focus on the feeling itself, right, and you really, really just focus on the bodily sensations, and you were to write down the words that are describing your excitement, yeah, you would probably find that the fear and the excitement are very, very similar feelings, bodily sensations, extremely similar. In fact, if you'd practice this kind of thing enough, yeah, because this does take time, because the problem is when we don't practice this kind of awareness stuff, what happens is that we can't distinguish between the bodily sensation and our thoughts about the bodily sensation. Yeah, and what that means is that we see there being a massive difference between fear and excitement. Yeah, but when you do this and you practice this kind of thing, you will actually notice that in bodily sensation terms, they're exactly the same. Okay, fear and excitement are the same bodily sensation. Okay, and if you perceive a massive difference, that's probably because you're not practiced. Okay, so when you realize that, you think, well, hang on a minute, maybe I'm actually excited about the things I think I'm scared of. Ooh, wouldn't that be amazing? So yeah, you don't have to believe me about all of this, but what I would recommend, just as a first step, Lucas, yeah, is, all I can say is that this has been my experience. Yeah, all I can say is get in touch with what the actual sensations are. It will do two things. It will reduce the sensations because you'll be looking at it and it kind of dissipates. The other thing it will do is it will make you realize that a bodily sensation can't really stop you. Right now, let me think of a bodily sensation that I've got. Right. Well, I've got these ridiculous socks on. See them? Yeah. And there's a little bump on the big toe, right? Now that's a bodily sensation. That isn't stopping me making music, right? It's not stopping me finish the splurge, right? So how is that different from what you're calling frustration in your body? Interesting thought, isn't it? When you actually localize the bodily sensation itself, it's no different from that. Yeah. So there's a little bit of for you.